Terry TV. I'm Terry Levine. I'm a business strategist and I'm also known as a heartrepreneur, someone who teaches people how to do business with heart, right? And I'm so glad that you're one of our viewers and that you've tuned in. I have a great show lined up for you today. I have guest experts that are going to help you if you want to start a business, if you're already in a business, if you do sales, if you do marketing, anything business, we got you covered. I'm excited to have you with us here, and we look forward to having you in each and every episode. So I don't want to take any more time. I want to get on with today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode here on Terry TV. I encourage you to follow the advice you've been given by me, by my guest expert, and really breathe in what you learned that's new and what you're willing to apply. Remember, if you don't yet have a copy of Turbocharge, How to Transform Your Business as a what? As a heartrepreneur, I want you to get it. I want you to take colored pens and pencils and mark this book up. It is yours. And I highly recommend that while it comes in a Kindle version and audio, get the hard copy because you can mark it up, you can dog ear it, and it's going to be your business Bible. Please share Terry TV with your friends, your colleagues, anybody that we can help and support. Share us on social media. Make sure that you are in the membership area and that you get a copy of every episode. Remember, here at Terry TV, you see little segments of these amazing interviews that I've done. Grab the whole interview and the free gifts that every single person I interview gives to you, because we're all here to make your business more successful. Thanks for tuning in to Terry TV. My heart hugs your heart. I have a really quick tip for you that I know will serve you and make a big difference. Today, you have the ability to reach and connect heart to heart, literally with millions of people using my favorite tool. Do you want to know what it is? It's Facebook. It's starting your own Facebook groups. It's adding value in those groups. And it's also on a regular basis using Facebook Live to teach and to create value and interact with your target audience. Start using both Facebook Live and developing your own Facebook groups that your qualified prospects can join in. And don't pitch them. Give them a lot of heart-to-heart value. Start using that tip and let me know how it serves you. I am so excited to introduce my friend Jackie Cox to you. She is from Swirls. She is a creativity coach. She is also a certified coach with the Results Map. And most of all, I just adore her. She's an awesome human being. And what she's able to do is help you really figure out what your passion is. She specializes in female entrepreneurs, tapping into their passion and their creativity and really having a better life. Jackie, how are you doing?
Hi, great, Terry. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm thrilled to have you. So just sum up for us why creativity is so important and why the listeners have to know about creativity if they're going to be successful in business.
Well, you know what? Creativity ultimately helps us find that balance that we're craving. Our brains go back and forth between the analytical and the creative. And we've got to be able to use that as a way to be more productive in our business. We've got to fuel ourselves and ultimately ignite our passion. It's a great place to be when you get into that creative space.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. So what's your best advice to someone who's listening going, I'm not really creative. I don't have time for creativity. Take on that client and tell them what you want them to do.
You know what? We've all got to make time and make it a priority. We as individuals matter. If we don't serve ourselves, how can we possibly serve at a higher level for other people as well? So I encourage you to take 15 minutes a day to really evaluate what that creativity is for you and be true to it and make sure that you allow that time to take care of you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I totally love that. And just out of curiosity, if someone's not putting time on their calendar to take care of themselves or be creative,
what might you start them off with to get them to do that?
First of all, take a deep breath.
Do that. Let's all do that.
Yes, right? They're probably in that overwhelmed space, and if their schedule is so full, I would encourage them to look at their morning routine and really be able to say, okay, as I wake up, I don't need to read my emails the first thing in the morning. I can honestly take some time for me. I truly believe we all have at a minimum 15 minutes in our day to do what ignites our passion. So whether that's right away in the morning to take care of yourself or right before you're going to bed as you wind down your day, just make sure you have that 15 minutes, because you know what? We need to make it a priority.
I love that. So block off on your calendar, write in me time and make it like a doctor's appointment. It's non-negotiable. It's your time.
That's right.
And Jackie, in your experience, when people start to honor their own creativity and their own time, what happens in their businesses?
Well, they're much more productive. They start seeing that they're showing up at a much greater level. They're being authentic and real to themselves first, and then they're putting that out to their clients as well. And so more clients are going to be attracted to you. More people are going to be drawn into your business because of the level of authenticity that you're putting out there.
That is phenomenal. That's great. Thank you so much. And to the listeners, make sure that you stay tuned in. We're going to have a deep interview here today on Terry TV with Jackie Cox.
Now we're going to do something a bit interactive, all right? So I want you to start thinking about this. Do you really know what your ideal target audience, the highly qualified prospects that are waiting for your products and services, do you really know what they want? Are you guessing what they want? So let's get interactive and do this together. I want you to write down this question. Write down the question just the way I say it. You ready? Okay, it goes like this. If I could deliver one thing that would be a valuable outcome for you and your business, or you and your life, or you and your health, whatever it is that you're in, what would that one outcome be? Got it? So if I could deliver one valuable outcome to you in your whatever it is that you do, what would that one valuable outcome be? Now, why am I asking this question and who do I ask it of? Well, I want you to ask it of your past clients, your current clients, your prospective clients. I want you to ask it in your Facebook groups. Why do I want you to ask it? Because your ideal target audience is actually going to give you the answer. And from the answer, you're going to develop programs, products, and services that give them exactly what they want. Don't guess what they want, right? So if they say, I want a book that teaches me how to XYZ, that's what you deliver. If they want a result, how do I lose weight and keep it off? That's what you deliver. Most people create a product or a service or a widget, and they say, well, this is what my ideal target audience wants, just to find out. That's not it. You want a lot of buyers? Follow this interactive tip and stay tuned for more of Terry TV.
Welcome to Terry TV. I'm so glad you're here and tuned in with us. And I'm very, very excited to bring on my guest. His name is Jeffrey Candelaria. He's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I have to tell you, I just resonate with him. He and I have a lot of the same values and the same principles, and we bring them out a little bit differently. And there's a couple of words that he uses, and you know what, I'm not going to give you his words because I'm going to let him give them, that just resonated with me so much, and I felt every business owner needs to hear them. So I'm just going to, no further ado, want to get right into it. Welcome to Terry TV, Jeffrey.
It's my pleasure to be here, Terry. My pleasure.
So let's get started right away. I mean, you're all about branding and being authentic as a brand in your business and in yourself. You have these magical words that I've heard you talk about. What are they?
They're fundamental, they're basic, they're universal, they're ubiquitous. Trust, commitment, distinction, and performance. Think about it. When you're selling something, influencing somebody, trying to market a position of any kind, people are always asking themselves, why should I trust you? What is your commitment to me after the sale? Can you perform based on what you said, not just function? And what's distinctive about you in your industry? When you can gather all those four, marry those into what you do based on who you are, then you become confident, powerful, and authentic, because you can trust me, I'm committed, I can perform based not just on function, and I'm distinctive in my industry.
I love that. Now let's go a little bit deep in an example. How are people being maybe non-authentic when they're doing selling and marketing or even presenting their own businesses?
Well, when I worked at a bank for many years and I generated millions of dollars, people in banks, and I'm not putting down banks, but generally will bring a brochure to a meeting, and that brochure was written by some marketing department, 49 states away, and the client knows that you didn't write that brochure, yet the client is saying at the outset of the meeting, I want a relationship with you, I want you to trust me, but they're going to be operating from that text or those talking points from the brochure, and the client there sitting on the other side of the lunch table knows you didn't write any of that. A better way to do it is to say, I didn't write this brochure. There are certain principles in this brochure that I agree with, and I'm going to deploy them to you. And I want to have a conversation not based on a brochure, but based on our genuine interaction over lunch today, as an example.
I really like that. I really like that. And how about if you're trying to come up with a brand and you're not quite sure what the brand should be? Like I do some social media posting for clients, and I'm posting on this one guy who's very corporate, high-level consultant, and I'm posting, and he's got this logo that's like the letter I with some dots over it. What would you say? How do we figure out the real brand? It doesn't feel right.
I would challenge the gentleman to ask a series of questions. What are you courageous about in your life? What are you committed to? What is your legacy bigger than what you do as a corporate executive? Something about where did you learn the relationship to money? So when you ask these questions, they're almost philosophical. By default, the person's brand, who they are, if you will, is going to manifest, because you're not talking about the architecture of what they do inside their business. You're talking about the architecture of who they are as people, as human beings. So a good question is, what is a non-negotiable in your life? What are you courageous about in your life? What is your legacy? Where did you first learn the relationship to money? What are you committed to outside of business? When you ask those questions, then people manifest who they are. And the process that I go through is to marry who you are into what you do in a practical way.
I love that language. I love who you are. I love what you do. Will you tell the viewers about the gift they'll be able to get when they go to the back of the members area?
Yes, I just recently completed a video package called Sustainable Sales is Not Just a Transaction. If you want just a transactional relationship, continue to do what you're doing. But if you want a sustainable relationship with somebody, position yourself as a resource in their life based on trust, commitment, distinction, performance. So the video package breaks down trust, it breaks down commitment, it breaks down performance, not as function, and it breaks down how you can distinguish yourself in your industry.
I just have to say you're amazing. I resonate with you completely. I'm excited about what the viewers will be able to get in the back office, and I thank you so much for being a guest here today at Terry TV.
And I can't wait to start working with you, Terry.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
So here on Terry TV, I'm going to do a little bit of coaching for you, all right? And I'm going to share with you a true client story, and then I'm going to coach through that story. And you know what? Vicariously, this always happens. There's something I'm going to do or something that I'm going to say that you're going to have that aha moment that, oh, I could have had a V8, and it will really serve you. So let me tell you about my client and my client's story. My client developed a workbook to help people who own small businesses truly be more successful from startup. Okay, it's all about being a startup. And the workbook was actually quite good. I looked at the workbook, I reviewed it and said, wow, this is a good workbook. And yet my client was struggling to find clients. And I said, there's a lot of people out there starting businesses who would love a workbook. So where are you trying to reach them? Well, my client was trying to reach them on social media, which is a great place, right? I love social media. You know, I'm a big fan of Facebook. And here's what I said. To begin your business, you start as a local celebrity. You get known in your local marketplace for your expertise. and you allow people to get to know you, like you, trust you, heart to heart, person to person, eyeball to eyeball, not click to click. So I said to my client, I want you to take 3 actions. This is for you. Action number 1, go meet as many people in your local market as you can, which basically means go join groups, organizations, associations that you love, places that you would love to hang out, not places where you go, oh, that's a networking group or a leads group, none of that. So my client decided to join a meetup that was for entrepreneurs. My client decided to go to a local Polka Dot Powerhouse chapter meeting. As you may know, I'm a big fan for all my women viewers out there. And then the third thing was to actually do more activities on the lake near her home with like-minded people. And you just start talking, right? It's just normal and natural to have a conversation. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, I am starting up a restaurant. Oh, how interesting. I work with restaurant startups. May I send you a copy of my manual? It may be helpful. Began to have these conversations. Over a period of doing this for about 37 days, my client had 5 new clients. Now, before, she didn't have any. She came to me with none and with this phenomenal workbook. So what's the lesson? Catch my point, breathe it in, all right? That's what we're here to do on Terry TV, is to help you be more successful in your business. Well, what happens is when you're at places you love, with people you love, being who you are naturally, not trolling for business, handing out business cards, not getting up and doing a pitch or a commercial, and you're just with people that you enjoy, being who you are authentically, transparently, and in integrity. People resonate with you. They oscillate at the same level and they begin to talk. What do you do? What do you do? How do you do it? How can I support you? How can I serve you? By the way, write that down. It's my favorite question. So during this coaching moment, write down the question, how can I serve you? I always ask people that. How can I serve you? What can I do for you? Not hire me, hire me, hire me. What can I do for you? And then be of service, be of value, just like my client. She's building her business, following the Heartrepreneur way. Let me know what served you in the spotlight moment and use this.
Here we are again at Terry TV with another fabulous guest. And I asked Katie Myers to come here today because I know that having sales conversations is something that every business owner seems to struggle with. And I'm going to tell you that Katie's going to focus on the entrepreneurial F word. Yeah, she really is. The F word is failure. Instead of having failure, what if you could find fortune in your conversations by acknowledging that maybe you need some help. You're failing, you need some help in these conversations, and Katie can quickly help us shift that and change that. I'll have to tell you, she teaches some of the most simple concepts, in my view, around having sales conversations so they're flow, they're easy, they're natural, they're effortless. And you have to make sure that you go in the back end of Terry.tv, because there is a full interview with Katie where there's just so much incredible value. It's so simple, it's so easy, and a fabulous free gift. So welcome to Terry TV, Katie.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you because, that F word, that failure word, why are people so afraid of having, quote, sales conversations?
I think it begins with we have a very hard time asking for what we need. And that is a very big part of sales, is being able to identify someone else's need and provide the solution. And if we aren't asking the right questions, or we aren't giving ourselves the opportunity to learn that people need what we do, then we get stuck in this, no, it's not about me. It's not about me. I'll just wait until somebody asks me if I happen to have what they need. But it just doesn't work like that. You have to share what you do, because the people that need you can't be helped by you if you keep it inside. Yeah,
so we can't keep ourselves a secret. We've got to be willing to share and to serve. Now, how about for people who say, I'm pretty comfortable having conversations, but I hate the asking for the sale. What would you say to them?
Easiest tip on that is you don't have to ask for the sale. If you've asked the right questions and you provide the solution, you can put it on that person and say, I presented you everything. I hear what you're saying. What do you feel is the next step to working together?
What do you feel is the next step to work? That is such an important question. I mean, that to me, that's a write it down or breathe it in and use that. Now, what about this one? What if, and I've had people ask this, so I know there's got to be folks in the listening audience with this one. I get scared during conversations because I know I'm coming to this part of that's the end, and I really need the person, I really need the money.
Right. So it starts with being proactive. You have to have some written processes
Right.
Of what your expectations are. So if you know how you serve, you know different options, and you know what questions to ask. So this takes some pre-work ahead of time of just brainstorming how you want the conversation to go. If you know what questions to ask, you'll never feel like you're selling again. I guarantee you that, because you are just having a conversation, but you need to know where you want that conversation to go.
That is such a great point, and hopefully the listeners actually heard you talk about writing things down, having a process, having a system, having something reliable. So I have to ask you this question. A lot of times people talk about overcoming objections and learning closes. Some thoughts on that would be great, Katie.
I call that old school selling. And old school selling. The only option or the only objection that you will run into if you do this right is just the question of, when can I get started? Maybe right now isn't right, but connect with me again in 6 months. There should not be, this is not your job to convince anyone.
Thank you.
Yes, if it is the right fit, it is the right fit, but you only know that if you ask the right questions and provide the right solutions during that conversation.
Wow. This is fantastic. I really have to tell you that our full interview is a do not miss. Go into the back office here of Terry.tv into the members area and make sure you watch the full interview, because I'll tell you, while I've owned many of my own businesses and I've taught sales and written books on sales, Katie has a way of really simplifying it, make it quick and easy, and really take that F word away from you. Yes. Katie, thanks so much for joining us here on Terry TV. It's been awesome having you.
Thank you for having me, Terry. It's been great.
I'm Terry Levine. Welcome to Terry TV, and I have a fabulous guest for you. Just excited to bring this guest and just give you a little perspective. I met this fantastic guest that I now call my friend approximately a year ago. And you know how you meet someone and instantaneously you get this, like that person? That's how I felt. My heart just resonated and I wanted to get to know her. And I had the opportunity to sit with her for quite a while one late evening. And I got to hear her and got to hear her story. And I knew it was one of those meant to be. We're supposed to be connected. And I asked her to come here today because she has a remarkable story to share with you. And so if your business ever gets in a lull, or if it's in a lull now, or you're not even sure if you keep staying in business, or you're frustrated with your sales and marketing, this interview is going to spin around your thinking. It's going to be life-changing. So I want to welcome my guest, Susie Wickstead. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Terry, for having me.
I'm so excited. So we've got to start. You've got to share your story so people understand when I said determination, I wasn't kidding.
Yes. So I had a stroke on September 25th of 2010, where in the past I had had hemiplegic migraines, where half of my body would be paralyzed and I wasn't able to speak. So to my family, it was a normal thing, but this time was different. And they didn't know that it was different until I started throwing up and was not responsive, and they had to take me to the hospital. And so I turned into, from a 28-year-old woman, I turned into a newborn baby. Just a 28-year-old woman with a mindset of a newborn baby. And so in the hospital, I knew that once I was aware, I knew that my family was mine, but I didn't know their hierarchy. So I didn't know that my mom was my mom and my sister was my sister, or my dad and my brother. I just knew that they were my safe place and that they were mine.
You know, it's an amazing thing because as human beings in that moment, we can go into, I'm just going to give up. This is too much to fight back from and work for. We can go into determination. Clearly, you went into determination. How does the business owner who's struggling or going through a downtime, how do they get themselves to be determined and to keep fighting through?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I would say is to trust your heart and trust your gut. And that's one of the reasons that I believe that the stroke happened, is that I didn't listen to my gut. I didn't listen to my heart. I didn't listen to my body. When my body was telling me for 3 months straight with migraines, you need to stop. And I didn't listen. So it stopped for me. So I would say for business owners, I would say that our heart knows before our mind understands. So sometimes you may feel like, I need to do this. There's a drawing to it. There's a pull to it. So trust your heart. Give your heart more credit than your mind wants to.
Oh, good one.
Because in that, when our mind doesn't want to give our heart credit, but when you trust your gut, you trust your heart, and you go and you hold on to that, you listen and you fight for what's yours. So that's the biggest thing, is that when we're meant to do something, the way to get there already exists. We just need to find that, and we need to line up with it and say yes to it. You know, it's not ours to necessarily figure out, but then once our heart knows, then step in, take those steps. You know, then the plan comes in place, because you can't just have the heart without the mind, and you can't have the mind without the heart. So being able to start there with your heart and just hold on, because you are exactly who your world needs. And so if you shrink back in the things that you are meant to do, the things that are here for you to fulfill, if you shrink back in that, others will go without. So a big thing with determination, if you need to start for other people, it's okay. And then you'll get there. So start for other people, hold on for yourself.
I love that. Start for other people, hold on for yourself. You are who you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be. Tap into your heart. This is great. I want the audience to know we did a long interview that is truly phenomenal. We got into concepts about stroke and how it relates to business, how to be determined, how to move forward. We got into sales. We got into an amazing conversation that will help you literally, mentally, physically, emotionally shift that word sales forever. So you're going to want to make sure that you go into the members area, that you listen to the entire interview. We talk about Susie's book, Stroke to Success. I mean, there's just so much juice in there. And Susie, just tell them what the gift is that they'll get after they watch that as well.
Yes, so you are going to get a gift. It's a webinar with me about knowing who you are is exactly who your world needs. And so with that, I've had such crazy, amazing experiences that if this one thing didn't happen, then this wouldn't happen. So it's encouragement to be able to stand in who you are and just to know that you're enough, that you're worth it, and you're worth fighting for.
Beautiful. So make sure you get into that members area. You will just love the entire interview. And Susie, I want to thank you so much for coming on and for being a guest here at Terry TV.
Thank you so much, Terry. I love it. And I love you.
I love you right back. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Terry TV. I'm so happy that you stopped by. I hope I've created value for you. I know my guests created value for you. And every episode of upcoming guests, I got to tell you, they're amazing. Get into that back office. Make sure that you get the full interviews. You got to see about 3 minutes of each of my guests. I've got about 30 minutes with each of them where they really, really go deep in every one of my guests. They're so generous and amazing. They've put a gift in the back office just for you. And one last thing. Do you have your copy of Turbocharge, How to Transform Your Business as a Entrepreneur? Grab a copy. It's important that you have this because it's the basis of everything we do here. Authenticity, transparency, and integrity. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Terry TV.